It's showtime. It's showtime. Hi, everybody.
You are there with Betty B and
Wait,
Kenny
wait, hold on.
Garrett
Betty B and Kenny Carrot.
joining us live today on the Real Time Wisdom Show. Thank you for joining us. Tony's in the house and Karen is in the house.
I
And
love these. I love these because I'm not a puppet person, like at all, right? The mat. Do you remember that creepy movie growing up with like the ventriloquist and
can't
like
handle
I
it.
can't do anything puppets, like zero. But these are just adorable. In fact, Tony won one, so I want to make sure that actually here. Let me put these up. This is our newest addition to our store. And
Hey,
we want you
Kevin.
to see what we got here. Look at those. Are they up on the screen?
Oh, yes, they are up. Look
All
at
right. So
those
why don't you read the name?
adorable veggies.
What?
I said, look at those adorable veggies.
Oh, yeah. So first one is Gary Garlic. And then we got you could read, I'll read the top row, you could read the bottom. I'm Betty Beet. And we got Kenny Carrot. They're here making an appearance today. And then what are the other two?
Ian Onion, and if I could read that, GG Celery.
Gigi Celery's in the house. Aren't those adorable?
Absolutely adorable. I love mine. I let my cat play with one, and it's almost bigger than her, and so she wraps her legs and like fights with it. It's just so funny.
Hey, listen, these are great gifts for anybody, especially for kids or grandkids, if you get them with the mini deck. But adults love them too. So I have to thank my husband Howard for the one who sent those to me originally and fell in love, and then showed them to you, Joanna, and then that's the rest is history.
That's right.
Yeah. So welcome everybody to our smoothie show. This is sort of coming off the heels of our Pampered Chef party. I think Kevin Michaels is here. We had an amazing time with all sorts of people, a lot of the tribe here who came, and we got to see Kevin, and then we all show and tell, and then we just kind of combined the world. Wasn't that fun?
I shopped until I dropped.
Me too. I still was like tearing my hair out today. What to get? Oh my God, there are too many good choices.
Oh my goodness. And Kevin, the way that he showcased everything and showed how things work and used the Food Healing Oracle deck, it was just genius. I think we should do that, like, I don't know, every 6 months or something.
Every quarter. Listen, if you are interested, I think, Kevin, if you get a chance, maybe you can put the link up because the party's still technically open through tonight. If there are some things you want, and if you go into our page, there is a page set up for it, and the video of the party that we all shared were there, and you get to see these demos. He made some power butter. What am I talking about when I say power butter? Almond.
Somebody answer.
Right? Some almond butter. So we did all sorts of playing on what was going on. So anyways, that was that. And then what ended up happening is we started talking about the darn blender that we all fell in love with. Oh, cool. Thanks, Kevin. So then we got to talking about soups and smoothies and all the things that we do in a blender. And it just got us talking about our upcoming book. So we had a lot to talk about, and we thought we would continue that on here tonight. Right? Karen. Yay. Karen was there. Almond
That's
power.
right.
So we had almond smoothies. He made almond butter earlier in the week with the blender. Yum.
So I'm curious for everybody that's here tonight, who does smoothies regularly? Can you like raise your hand or wave or something? Smoothies have been around since, I don't know, since blenders, but they became a really, really big thing. I think just a couple of a decade or two ago, where we didn't hear, when the juice bars first came out, it was just juices, right? They were juicing. And then the smoothie was born. And man, that really took off, I think.
Well, I think we have to just presents the fact that back in the day when this was all Jack LaLaneying it, and maybe a little bit later, but when we were getting into in juicers, I would say maybe the 80s, maybe 90s, but I'm thinking the 80s, juicing was all the rage.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought that was the greatest way to go because you got the pure liquid from the fruits and vegetables. And then it wasn't until much later that we realized that it's not so much the best thing for you is to do juicing, because when we go into a blender, we're keeping the skins, we're keeping the seeds, we're keeping all the major fibers that were getting lost. I mean, I remember when I used to juice, I'd have that whole kind of like all the excess sludge, and I would just throw it away. Actually, what I used to do, I don't know if you did this, Joanna, I would take that, what I used to call the excess sludge when we were juicing originally, and I would make veggie burgers out of them.
Yeah,
And
I did that. I made this thing with a carrot loaf that had the sludge from the celery
yeah,
and the carrots and the apples, and I would make this loaf, maybe add some lentils or something,
same, right.
because I hated to get rid of it. At
Yeah,
first, when I juiced, and this was back in the 70s
yeah.
when I was big juicer, and I used to be able to put it in my compost. But then
I did
when
that too.
yeah, but then when I didn't have a garden anymore and wasn't doing an organic garden, I'm like, what am I going to do with this stuff? It felt like a waste to give it up. So, I mean, there was one time I tried carrot cake with the with it. It just there was something that was seemed to be missing from the whole food, right? And it was that essential juice. So,
Yeah,
smoothies came along and made it so much more nutritious. Not that juicing is bad. I don't want people have to juice for various reasons, and I still juice sometimes, you
yeah.
know. But I think if you really want to get a meal rather than just the
A
liquid
juice.
from, you do a smoothie that incorporates everything, and you're getting a full meal. I mean, I throw spinach or well, I used to do a lot of kale, but I haven't been doing kale as much as I do spinach, in my smoothies. And you can hide spinach in smoothies very easily if you don't like the taste. I
Okay,
happen to
good.
really like the green smoothies too, as well as the sweeter smoothies, the fruit
Hey, listen,
smoothies.
I put protection in my smoothies raw,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So what am I
Oh, yeah.
talking about? Raw garlic. I put it
Hmm.
in. So amazing for you. Read our book, right? We talk all about antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal, the whole nine yards in best raw. So some of these things, like, well, how am I going to do that? Am I going to eat a raw piece of garlic on a salad? But no, I can kind of throw it in and get a little bit of bite in my smoothies. But so really the idea of blending, I believe blending is better. I'm not negating juicing, but if we want to get the full Monty of that absorption, that bioavailability of our foods, is to blend it all. So I use a blend tech. I'm about to get a Pampered Chef blender,
Yeah.
and we want something with strong horsepower so we can blend all that up so it pulverizes into liquid. So we're not
Hmm.
dealing with thick, viscous pulp. And I think that's one of the main things is finding the right blender that will serve you up. Like my blend tech, can pulverize an avocado seed, which I'm a huge proponent of. I do it probably, I don't know, 2 times a week. I save them. There were times where I'm doing every day. I thought that was a lot, but now I'm down to like it's 1 or 2 times a week. I think that's plenty. Jeff Primack talks a lot about that in the Conquering All Disease books, which we have that on our site. Yeah, a huge proponent of avocado seeds. There was a German study said that there is over 100 to 150 phytochemicals. It's like a gold mine. It's like a vault inside that beautiful avocado. A golden egg of health and wealth. So
Mm.
it couldn't hurt to throw that in. Vitamix, right? Joanne Roten has a Vitamix. Yeah, there's some really strong blenders out there. So you want to make sure they have the horsepower before you try the avocado seed. But for sure, to pulverize foods much more than just doing the juice of them, you're going to get a lot more.
Look
right?
at Karen, what she puts in her smoothies.
Here,
My goodness.
oh my God. All right, let's talk about it. I put turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, vanilla, spinach, blueberries, almond milk, and a protein powder in my smoothie. Awesome. Hey, I do protein powder too. I know a lot of us do protein powders. I love Shaklee. That's sort of my go-to. I've tried many of them. I'm happy with Shaklee. And you're right, it hides the spinach well. But let's talk about today. What is today? Why is it so essential? And how are we tying in smoothies and what's going on the planet today?
Well, today is the International Day of Peace. Peace Day started back in the 60s or something.
Yeah.
And it is all about Mother Earth. It's all about preserving Mother Earth, treating Mother Earth with kindness and responsibility. I don't know how well we're doing because Mama feels that I feel like she's kind of angry these days. I mean, we
she's been angry for a while.
Earthquakes and all kinds of stuff. So I think that that saying of about being peace within, bringing peace within, so peace can be seen without.
Peace worldwide starts with inside.
That's right. That's right. And that is in our book, in the olives thing, which is our peace card. You know, the olive branch of peace. And I think that we really have to, if nothing else, then take some time today and pray for the earth. Just send light to the earth, envision the planet, and just hold her in this beautiful orb of light. If you can just hold that for just a few moments, we are doing our part in helping us bring peace to the earth.
So how does that tie in? No, we're not doing olive smoothies right now, if you're wondering about that. But what we are going to do is share with you some of the things that we've got going on. One is, if you've taken our certification courses, we gift you 5 recipes from our upcoming smoothie recipe book based on our Food Healing Oracle deck. We don't have the exact title yet, but basically it's our Food Healing Oracle deck smoothie recipes. And you get 5 of them. There's going to be a whole bunch of them, and we hope to have the book done and ready up and available for holiday gift giving. And so on our Pampered Chef party this past weekend, we unveiled number 6, and we are also going to showcase that tonight. But since, Joanna, we're honoring the mama today, and our whole entire existence of this book and this tribe and this community is all about honoring the mother and honoring Mother Earth, we are going to unveil one of those 5 that are in the certification class here tonight, because it is in honor of Earth. We did Earth, Air, Fire, Water, and Spirit as our first 5. And so what a better way is to showcase to all of you our Earth recipe, and hope you all go out and make it and think about the mother and the prayer that Joanna just suggested. I think that is a great way to tie it in, like drink to the mother, right?
I love that. Drink to the mother.
That's a really good way of and anchoring in all that nutrition. So maybe let me pull that one up and we can just talk about it right there with everything in front of it. All right. So we're gifting that to you. You could take a screenshot or however you want to take a look at it. Oh, there's a quote from us. You can read it, Joanna.
There's no time like the present to conceive a new creation.
Yeah, so perfect.
So true.
So when you drink this smoothie, what is it that you want to create for yourself? How would you like to see the world be newly created? We're all in a transformational state right now in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
How can we conceive a new creation, a new vision where we can all be in peace together and live harmoniously and love one another? Think about all those things, because fertility is all about birthing a new creation. And this is our Earth smoothie that we love to have you enjoy here on Earth Day or Peace Day. So let's talk about the recipe, Joanna.
Well, We start out with 10 ounces of distilled water, which is purity. Can't get better than that, right?
Right?
1 to 2 stalks of kale chopped. And if you have a really heavy blender, you can just kind of tear it in half and throw it in there and it'll chop it for you.
Right.
A half a cup of blueberries, which is clarity, and kale, of course, is fertility. Half a cup of blueberries, 2 kiwis, which is freedom. And there's nothing like the earth and us feeling like we're free to do as we want to do to help heal Mother Earth, you know. And sometimes that's a battle, but we continue on. And then you can sweeten that. You can put your 2 kiwis in, and peeled, of course, and sweeten it and mix it all together, and it is phenomenal. I don't know if you're going to need sweetener with that. It depends on what your taste buds are, but between the blueberries and the kiwi, it gives it a really nice taste. And the seeds of the kiwi are so good for you. And when I do a kiwi in my smoothie, sometimes I'll get that little crunch. I just love that. I don't know why, but I love having that little crunch sometimes of the kiwi seeds. So
they don't get in your teeth?
No, I'm swallowing them, but I guess maybe they get in my teeth. I don't know. I don't notice that. I just notice that sometimes I get that little crunch in the back of my teeth. I like it.
Have any of our certified readers made that smoothie yet? The fertility, going for a new project, going for a new creation? I'd be curious to know if you've done that one. We're so excited. It's so much fun creating these. And they have so many meanings, right? Because we have the healing wisdom word, but also, as you know in our book, we've got colors that are related to chakras, which are related to elements, which are related to the foods. And if you take our certification courses, you see we even go deeper into all those layers and what that all means. So go back and look at your notes, but really take the whole encompassing elements to what we're doing when we're making these recipes. Like really think it out and look at everything as you are embodying that beautiful smoothie. Right?
Yes.
Cool.
Kevin says.
Oh, Kevin's here. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Pampered Chef blender is a 2 horsepower and is a beast. It also will make soup since it's a cooking blender. It would easily make this smoothie for you every morning. You can even get an optional smoothie attachment, but don't need it to make smoothies. Okay.
I got the blender and I can't wait to try all that out. So thanks, Kevin. If you want to try a blender after this, you should go for it. I think he brought up sort of what we were kind of moving into.
Yes.
He said it's a cooking blender, right? So we learned and we were like, what? That the blender not only makes cold smoothies, but what if you pull some cards from our deck, which happened over the weekend? I'm glad Linda's here. We pulled some cards over the weekend in our reader support group that weren't so much something you'd be adding ice to. So what essentially is a soup, right? A hot smoothie. Really, when you think about it, it's hot. It blends all the elements together. So here comes Kevin with this cooking blender that you can heat up and make soups and start putting in all the Food Healing Oracle deck elements together. It was like, yes, smoothies are the cold and soups are the hot.
It's awesome. You know, it's really interesting. We are getting ready for winter. Well, for those of us in Florida, it doesn't get too cold, but sometimes it does, and you want some hot soup. Well, you turn your smoothie into a hot smoothie, and one of our students did that, and it turned out, it looked so yummy. We pulled 3 cards, right?
Yeah, one said, I want to know what I should make in a smoothie, and then another student said, I want also, what should I be having to eat?
That's
today?
right.
So we're like, well, why don't we combine it since we're all on here as a group? We do these when you become a certified reader, we have these group get-togethers so we can help hone skills, answer questions. We call them reader support group. They're really just a reader's growth group. And so this came up, and here we go again. Soup, hot smoothie.
I know, it just keeps coming, and it's like, oh my goodness, a butternut smoothie. Oh
So
my
what were the
goodness.
cards that were picked for this smoothie this weekend?
Well, it was butternut.
Butternut squash, right? For
It was
support?
butternut squash. It was roast. It was red bell peppers. So butternut squash is support. Red bell peppers is inspiration. And then we pulled mushrooms for magic. And we're like, how are we going to get this in a smoothie? But one of our brave, courageous students did just that and sent us a video of the finished product, and she said it was delicious. Now, she added some seasonings like you might want to do, you know, and she just was brave enough. She sauteed it all up in a pan and then put it in the blender with some water. I think maybe I would have tried some vegetable broth, perhaps, which you could use. And voila, she had a hot, and she was in Canada. So it was like, what'd she say, 2 degrees or something?
34 degrees. So she had a magical, inspiring, supportive hot smoothie or a soup. And those were all pulled off cards from the collective energy when we were pulling cards over the weekend. That we all were inspired to have magical support, right?
And
so
I
thank you to everyone who participated, Linda, Heather, all of you, Cheryl. So it was an amazing, amazing kind of unfolding. Oh, Denise Flood's here. Cool.
I haven't even told you, Lainie. I haven't even told you, Lainie, that I actually created another hot smoothie, but that's going to be revealed in our book. So.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Yeah. So we got more coming on. Yes. So we do have this book. It will be coming out. We'll let you know. We do have. We're going to be revealing another one here in just a second from the book because we revealed it the other night. But if you are liking what we're saying, oh my God, Denise, I got the blender too.
We were just ordered the blender.
We're going to be blending and like calling each other, going, "What'd you make? What'd you make?" So if you didn't catch, you just came on. We just talked about this soup that was we made over the weekend, thanks to all the reader support group pulling together these cards. And oh my God, delicious. So I think hot soup or a hot smoothie is just perfect, and I'm excited to share more about that. So tonight we're actually later on in the show when we pull cards for people, we're gonna we'll pull probably one card and say this is an ingredient that you should have, and let us know once we pull those cards for you what you're doing with it. Are you making a hot smoothie, aka soup? Or are you going to make a cold smoothie? Inquiring minds want to know. And by the way, we're not opposed to if somebody has just an amazing creative something from our deck. And you never know. We might just end up saying, hey, this is so-and-so's recipe and put it in the book, right? We still have, would that be cool? Have a guest feature? Let's see what somebody comes up with. We're open to that. And we are going to pull the wheel of names later because we do want somebody to win one of our new friends. Oh my God, I just love them. All right, so we are going to have one of our veggies being pulled tonight since we're talking about veggies. So do we want to go ahead and show them the next item, the next recipe?
I say let's do it.
Yeah, in honor of Denise and I getting blenders, and I don't know who else got blenders, but let's pull up what we talked about. We just did the one fertility one. Please, I hope you all do that. Here, I'm going to put it up one more time. Take a screenshot. All right. That's on honor of the mother. God bless you, Mother Earth. We love you so much. All right. That's that. Now, let's switch gears and get a little spontaneous. All right.
Wow.
So you want to talk about this, Joanna?
This is a smoothie that Kevin made during the Pampered Chef party. He said that he forgot to add the sweetener, but it was still delicious and it looked delicious.
Yeah.
So it's got almonds for power, bananas for spontaneity, of course, and chocolate for indulgence. You start up. Can I read that quote? Because that quote is so good.
Read the quote, right?
You
Power up your
can
spontaneity.
power up your spontaneity. You can devise all the plans in the world, but if you don't welcome spontaneity, you will just disappoint yourself. And that's by Abigail Budinger, who's an author. But it's so true. You have to have that element. You have to not leave everything scheduled in. Sometimes the best ideas, the best inspiration is it comes in spontaneously. Okay, that's a tongue twister to say sometimes. So you
Yeah.
start off with a cup and a half of almond milk, 2 tablespoons of almond butter,
I'm going to call
one
it power butter from now on.
power butter. Okay,
Yeah.
1 ripe banana, 2 tablespoons of cacao or cocoa,
Or
and
protein powder.
or chocolate protein powder,
Yeah.
right? Which some people can do. Blend together, and then once it's blended, add a 1/4 cup of ice. You don't want to add the ice to this smoothie beforehand because of the almond butter really needs to emulsify in there. And if you put it in, then it might not blend up as much as you want. So then you add the ice, and of course you can add maple syrup, honey, or stevia, or whatever your sweetener of choice is to that smoothie. And that's like a dessert smoothie, don't you think? That's like so, like
So delicious.
when you're
But I
just
love the fact that some people are fearful to take chances, to be a little spontaneous, to leave their paradigm of comfort. Uh, if this is you, this is about empowering. This isn't carrots, so it's about almonds, but it's about giving you that power and that freedom to just say yes if your body's pulling in that direction, and but your mind saying, oh no, but what if, and think about all the reasons why not to. Power up your spontaneity. That smoothies is like a way for you to say, like, give yourself permission to give it a go, right? We don't know what life has to offer, but why not lean into an energy? Because we don't know what's on the other side. It could be something so amazing and take you into a totally different aspect of who you are. Spontaneity is just like the quote. Don't disappoint yourself because you don't want to have any regrets. Like, really take that in and have the power. Eat those almonds, drink that drink. And really, these are all just like our book and our cards. They're all sort of encoded with messages for you. So are these smoothies. We can't wait for you to get this book because there's a lot more elements going on, elements for sure,
mhm.
nature's elements, but the chakras and all these things, they're all there to help bring you to a greater state of who you are meant to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's good.
I know, I feel like complete now. I felt
I
like
know,
I
I
got all
do.
that out.
It does feel like that we've reached that place. We know how good they are for us. We know that they're easy to make. Kevin showed us how easy it was with the with the blender, the Pampered Chef blender, that it has a cleaning element on it, so it's easy to clean up that particular blender. And yeah, it's like I'm thirsty for a smoothie right now, as a matter of fact.
Well, I was trying to read what he wrote. He did a link, and then he said something butternut squash and soup. I know a few people have made this and said it's amazing. Yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
love it. In fact, I've done one, and I can't wait to do it in the heating up blender because before in my old blender I had to boil the water. But I think I
Hmm.
told you, like, butternut squash and a green apple and a little bit of nutmeg and some salt and pepper. And I made sort of this yummy, very easy soup, like,
Hmm.
my mom, more than three, leave it be. It's just a few ingredients, and I had hot soup. But a heating blender and then a cleaning
Wow.
heating blender, I was all about the heating component. So I'm very excited. I'm so glad we learned all about that and then was able to incorporate everything. So Kevin's saying that is still available this evening, is when we're closing up this wonderful party, and you can go watch the video. I want to make almond butter. I don't know about you, Joanna, but power butter. That's my new thing. Power butter.
Power butter. There you go.
So in our smoothie book, there'll be heated smoothies and cold smoothies. Yeah.
Yep. Those smoothies that will warm your tummy.
Does anybody have any questions about smoothies or mixing ingredients or what's better emulsified or anything like that? Because we make smoothies quite a bit. I know I do, and I know some of you are pretty religious about it. I think it's in a masterful way. It can be a meal replacement, but it's certainly a great way to get that bioavailability of foods the best way, because we know that we lose it in cooking, right? So steaming's really good for you if you're going to go heated. As soon as we saute and soon, the more we cook and roast and break things down, some things are better. The bioavailability of the phytochemicals are released in heat, but a good portion of them get destroyed. So if we can go raw with some of the ingredients and get them in a smoothie and blend them up and maybe kind of hide them behind the fruits, it's a really good way to get that nutrition. And depending on what you're going for, if you have a health condition, there's certain things you shouldn't have, right? Raw, some of the cruciferous, that's better cooked, like broccolis and cauliflower and kales. So you have to just moderate it depending on what you have going on for your body, right? We're not doctors here. We're just saying, we're giving suggestions, but our book will be mindful of all of that, just like it will be just like our deck.
Right. And I want to just add that for those listening that have children or that have grandchildren, what a great way to get their veggies into them and put it in a smoothie, especially when they get to that stage where they're finicky eaters.
Yeah.
You put some good, apple or strawberries or blueberries in a smoothie and hide the spinach and whatever else. And they're drinking it down.
Well, we're teaching them in our children's classes. The kids are going to be learning all sorts of ways. Let them be empowered to make their own smoothies. What are they resonating to? It'd be fun, right? Are they resonating towards carrots? Or are they resonating towards just the fruits? Or did you know if you mix the two together, it makes a whole new flavor? Like, all that's going to be taught in these classes for the kiddos.
Yeah.
So if you are interested to learn about that, Shelly is on our certified readers team as well. She's an expert, child development expert, and these curriculums for the kiddos are being based around our deck and smoothies and the importance of them, and teach them young. All right, what does Linda say here?
You can make popsicles out of the smoothie. They now make popsicle-shaped freezer bags. I was watching this thing. Thank you, Linda, because that's so true. I was watching this thing on Facebook the other day. A mom had this, it was a commercial, I think, but there was this new kind of popsicle maker that they came out with now that's so much better than the ones that we used to have when my kids were growing up.
Yeah.
And she made this delicious smoothie, put it in the freezer, and then it came with the sticks and all of that. It was awesome. Tony says smoothies are an opportunity to be creative and try different fruits, veggies, and herbs. So true. Yeah.
Well, 100%. And for those of you who took our Archangels and Ascended Masters classes, I hope you're kind of starting to think about what we shared in there about certain colors and certain days of the week, and maybe making some of those popsicles, or making some of those smoothies, taking some of those elements to invoke those angels and archangels and ascended masters for whatever it is that's going on for you. We will teach that class again, so if you did miss it, I highly encourage it. There were so many nuggets in there, all related to everything, and smoothies play right into that. A lot of the things that came up in that class. So we will go on. We will reschedule that. We're just not sure when. It may be the first of the year. We got a pretty busy schedule. We got our tarot class coming up next. That's our next class. Not so much a tarot class. I guess it is a tarot class, right?
It is a tarot class, but it's a different kind of tarot class. because it's
The
edible.
Food Healing
Carol.
Oracle deck.
It's edible
General class.
tarot, Lainie.
It's what?
Edible tarot.
Edible tarot. You heard it here from Joanna. Yeah. Well, I'm going to be now
Spontaneously
thinking.
erupted from my mouth.
Oh my gosh! Now I'm going to be thinking about archetypes, and I'm going to be thinking about major arcana, and now everything that we have selected. Oh yeah, I'm going to take it to the next level with the smoothies. So, oh my God, take this class. Have some fun with us.
Yes,
If you want to know about the infamous world of tarot, and we're going to take those devil and tower cards, and we're going to turn them into food. Just you wait. It's Sunday, October 25th, and it's a 3-hour workshop. We have a lot to cover, and we're not rushing through it. We are going to take our time because there is so much we want to teach you. And now that we're kind of on the smoothie kick, thank you, Kevin Michaels. We're maybe incorporating more things than we think. That's why we have time to plan, get it all out there.
But before that, we have our last certification class for the year, Lainie, on the 8th or the 9th and 10th.
Yeah, 9th and 10th. It's a Friday and Saturday this time. Because we want people to rest on Sunday, right? So
that's right.
It's an action jammed class. So you go Friday, you go Saturday, and then Sunday you just kind of integrate everything that we've taught you, everything you're about to embark on, life-changing information. So we had a couple people who needed to move to January, which has now opened up a couple spots. So if you are feeling called to be in one of those two spots, last time this is the last time it'll be at the $475 rate. Next year, all the courses are going up. It'll be $597. So we are taking 2 more spots at $475. Friday the 9th and Saturday the 10th. Sunday you will rest and drink your lemonade.
Yes.
Take the angels class if you want to know what that meant.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions about that the upcoming class, let us know. We would love to have you be part of this wonderful dynamic family where we are learning layers and layers and layers. Okay. So how about we pull some cards for people?
I would love that.
We'll pull some cards to see what, and I would love for you. We'll pull a card, and we're not going to tell you what to eat or drink. We're going to pull the card, but I would love for you to go back on and tell us what you are feeling called to, right?
Yes. And remember, you can make a smoothie cold or hot. So depending on the card that you get, you might want to try something completely different, right? Am I pulling?
We're both pulling. But first off, I just want to make sure, sometimes people don't want a card pulled. So if you do want a card pulled, just say yes, or, yes, pull me a card, or, something so we know. Otherwise, I don't want to assume and just pull a card. But hey, this weekend there was a whole new invented soup made. Maybe that's going to go into the book, but we'll see. The book is so much fun. All right, Tony wants to know what she should be eating in a hot or cold smoothie or a soup. I'm going to call it hot smoothie. I just love that.
Like hot smoothie.
Everyone's been using the word soup for so long. It's like porridge and oatmeal.
Hot smoothie. It's hot, 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 baby.
Hot smoothie.
Hot smoothie.
All right. So you want me to pull a card? Well, you want to do every other?
Yeah, we'll do every other. So you got
this one's for you, Tony, girl. It is one for you. Oh gosh. Oh, she's gonna love that Italian girl. Easy. Well, we were talking about that earlier.
She knows what to do with that garlic.
She sure does in her hot smoothie, but I highly also recommend it raw. I really recommend, as I said earlier in the broadcast, is to get this. So if this is not only calling for you, it's calling to you, is to maybe look at, this is great immunity builder, staying strong, really add garlic. I really am so excited. And she's going to, she'll know what to do. Just like when she said to me, do you want some gravy? And I didn't know what she was talking about. But there's a lot of garlic in that.
Oh, I'm sure there
Hey,
is.
so where does gravy fall into that? Because we're hot smoothies is really like a soup. Gravy's
Yeah,
that
gravy is action, right? A lot of action,
a lot of action in the
protection,
gravy.
purification, because you put some basil in there, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful. All right, so all right, Tony, you've got it. Sometimes I do put it in my smoothie. She says, "Excelente." All right, Linda Baltas, let's give her a card. What should she have
All
in
right,
her hot or
Linda.
cold smoothie?
Linda, here you go. This is for you. Ah, this is easy, Linda. Purity for water. Make maybe, and this might be coming up because you need to add more water or drink more water. So, but water is a good base. Sometimes I like water rather than the milks, than the plant milks, because I want it to be a lighter smoothie. Like when I do my green smoothie, I do water with my green smoothie, you know? So, yeah, make a green smoothie, put some water in there. And sometimes I don't like the plant milks in it. I mean, sometimes I do, but sometimes I just use water.
I'm actually getting with that she should consider balancing out, switching off. I'm not sure what she's using for water, Linda, but consider phasing in some distilled.
Ah,
The suggestion has been to at least have 50% of distilled waters in there in your balancing of regular waters, and that's really
mhm.
important. Okay.
She
So
says she always adds water, but a reminder never hurts.
yes, but is it distilled? I would be looking up distilled water. I'm just getting a hit on that for you. Okay, so that was Linda. Melissa Peshka. All right, what does Melissa want? Oh,
Mm.
Melissa needs some magic in her smoothie.
Oh, there you go.
I think we've got all soups so far, right? I've never done a raw mushroom. Well, if it wasn't magic, just kidding. Just
Well,
kidding.
listen, I have this chaga powder. It's chaga mushroom powder,
Yeah,
and I put that in my smoothies. So if you can't envision a live, raw mushroom, then think about putting some of these mushroom powders in your smoothie because I
great
love it
idea.
because I'm getting all of that immunity and the taste. You don't really taste it in a smoothie, but you're getting a lot of those good nutrients and good protection.
And
Linda says, I understand magic mushrooms. I bet you do, Linda.
well, we love the whole play on magic mushrooms in this. And by the way, psilocybin is back and really being studied quite a bit for PTSD, depression, headaches, migraines. There's a lot being studied about psilocybin. So another reason for this card to be magic. But if you decide to go with a hot smoothie like the girls did at the reader support over the weekend, Melissa, go for it in your soup or your hot
That's
smoothie.
right.
Yeah,
That is right.
yeah. I love the
So,
idea about the chaga. Hot mushroom smoothie. Yum, right?
yeah.
It's so I don't know if you all know, even if you knew Joanna. So I live in Sweden. You might have known that, and many moons ago. And my daily routine was to go out into the forest and pick mushrooms. It was so much fun. And so every day, the lady I was with, she would teach me, oh, that one's poisonous. Okay, that one's not. They looked exactly the same. Thank God she was there. But most of the mushrooms we were picking were cantarell. But then we'd go home that
Mm.
night, we'd open up all of them, make sure there were no bugs, clean them all off. We had the cow from next door would bring over the milk, and we would make cream of mushroom soup every night. I gained
Yeah.
like 40 pounds, but I had fresh milk. Fresh cream of mushroom soup. Talk
Yeah.
about hot smoothie. Such a
Nice.
good memory.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and a
Uh, I
gorgeous
think
boyfriend at the time. It was a great
well,
island
that's
life,
the
right?
cherry on top of that mushroom soup, wasn't it?
I know it was Jerry's community. All right, moving on. Who's next?
Karen, I'm going to pull a card for Karen.
Okay.
Was it my turn or your turn to pull a
Well,
card?
we did. we did Melissa and we did mushrooms.
Okay.
So then we have Joanne.
Karen comes next after Melissa.
Oh, yeah, I got to scroll up. Go for it.
Oh,
You got it, Karen.
Karen, you got the butternut squash support card, and that was the other ingredient in that hot smoothie that was made this weekend. So it's not bad. Let me tell you. I mean, I didn't get to taste it, but just seeing her face when she tasted it, I bet it's really, really good. Plus, support. And I have a feeling you've gotten this card before, Karen. Let us know, because I have a feeling that you've gotten that card before in this.
Joanna, can you tilt your screen just a smidge? There you go. Oh, that's better. That's better. I want to see you.
Why was it a necklace?
Yeah. Well, then the card was like down here. All right. We got Karen. All right. Joan Derek Hecox is in the house. Oh, so good to see you. Okay, so let's pull a card. What is in her highest good for a hot or a cold smoothie? There we go on Peace Day.
All right. Little olive oil, maybe in your soup, in your hot soup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
we know there's a million reasons to have a really beautiful fat like that, to really grease our beautiful bodies in giving us what we need. We need those omegas. So this is definitely, I feel, a hot smoothie. Mm-hmm. I've never really needed to add olive oil to a cold smoothie. So I'm just thinking about all these warm and, we got mushrooms, just the last three, mushrooms and olive oil and butternut squash. Next, probably going to be red bell peppers. Just kidding. You never know.
Never know.
All right. Well, why don't you pull one for Denise? Let's see what she gets.
Okay. Denise, this is for you. I just can't make this stuff up. She got water too.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that interesting? So I wonder, I'm pretty thirsty right now. I'm wondering if I keep pulling the water card because I'm thirsty. I'm going to pull it again.
Why do you think Denise pulled water?
So I got it again. I shuffled and got it again. So no, we got to pay attention to this, people. Whenever a card comes up that many times in a row and their cards have been shuffled, then something, and it has to do with Peace Day. I really feel like, yes, we need water, but we also need, and this is just coming through right now, we also need to begin to conserve water. How many of us leave the water running and we don't even think about it? But I'm just really feeling that Mama Earth has a message for all of us to drink lots of water, to hydrate ourselves, but to also be mindful of water and always seek, like our book says, always seek the purest, and to put some distilled in your smoothies or, in your water consumption is a good thing. But maybe we can be a little bit more mindful of not wasting water as well.
Well, two things. One is I want to know, Denise, how is your water intake? I want to know that for hydration. But what I actually also got from that is to be mindful of that water is about flow. And water is about emotion, and water is about receiving, and water is about abundance. There's a lot more to say about water than the word purity. Is to really understand that there's a lot of that going on for Denise right now. She just released we had her listening party yesterday for her full-length album. She's on the sleep. She's got a lot of flow going on right now. So there's a lot going on there. So there's a lot of energy to receive. So when we drink water, that's of the mother, right? And that is a very receiving. And water is also emotions. And so receive of the emotions. And that actually came up yesterday a little bit. So water was a little bit more of that message for her. So if she does drink water or adds water to one of her smoothies, take in those essences of all the other meanings of what water is representing when you are making your smoothie.
Awesome.
Right? Yeah.
Joanne says, I just made butternut squash soup with mushroom meatballs. That sounds amazing.
What's your address? Just kidding.
I know, I know. And Lucille says, I would love to know what comes up for my hot soup as well as Kevin. So we have Lucille and Kevin
Okay.
that wants a card. So
Cool.
Joan.
Joan. We have Joan, we have Joanna, we have Joan, and we have Joanna. Say that 3 times fast. I love Joan. Olives. I'm feeling peaceful now. Yeah, I mean, I love olives, but today's Peace Day, so really take that in to receive peace on Peace Day. All right, so do you want to do Lucille?
I'll do Lucille.
Okay.
Let me see, Lucille. What do we got for you? Something that she wants to put in her hot smoothie. Let's see what she gets. Ooh, artichoke for forgiveness. And so artichokes really do. I can imagine maybe some artichoke hearts. You know, when you get the spinach artichoke dip when you go to a restaurant?
Yes.
So I can imagine a hot smoothie with artichoke hearts, maybe some spinach,
Yes.
or whatever else you want to put in, Lucille. But I don't think this is out of the ordinary that you can't use artichokes in a hot smoothie.
Oh, no question. Absolutely. And I think there's something really wonderful about having to peel it away, expose the heart, warm it up. Okay, let's just look at sort of all the symbology of warming up the heart and taking that in and allowing that to kind of permeate through the body as you're eating that soup and allowing the forgiveness to kind of release. Let it go, let it flow, release. Okay.
I love that.
All that in a hot smoothie. Makes me want to go make a bunch of soup now.
So Anne says, I'll send it to you. I'm going to hold you to that, Joanne. Love artichoke hearts, Lucille says.
Perfect. All right, last card, last pull, and then we're going to spin that wheel. It's for Kevin, our host, our first Food Healing Oracle Deck certified reader, and our Pampered Chef host, who's kind of still Pampered Chefing hosting tonight. You can still get in tonight. So if you do want to place an order or see what it was all about or watch some of the demos, the video is there, and he's taking orders through this evening. So support him. He just backed up to his garage door. We want to place some orders for Kevin.
That's right.
All right. This is for you, Kevin. Cherries.
Oh, look at that.
Perfect. Okay. So cherries is community. We all know that. And this is an amazing community that's extremely supportive. But what I'm getting that this would be, first off, a cherry smoothie, right? Who wouldn't want that? But what I'm getting that this is really good for the melanin content, because what do cherries do? Cherries help you sleep at night. So if you're feeling stressed or you're feeling out of sorts, cherries are extremely good to have. So maybe it's a bedtime smoothie. Maybe it's an evening sort of something or other. Ooh. But I would be incorporating that not in the morning, but as an evening smoothie, right? Most of the time we do our smoothies in the morning. This is what is for Kevin. And he will sleep like a little baby. All right.
Oh, I love it.
That was fun. And now I'm hungry. And that was wonderful. Okay. So we're not leaving before somebody walks away with Kenny the Carrot or Betty the Beet. Just kidding. You can you can choose. I'm going to show you. First off, Kevin says, I love that idea and lots of stress a couple of days with the garage.
I bet, Kevin.
Cherries is exactly like the order on tap because it's definitely helpful for resting. Okay. Yep, got a lot of melanin. All right, let me pull this up one more time because whoever's going to win, you got your choice here. Read them again, Joanna. What do they get?
You can choose between Gary Garlic or Betty Beet or Kenny Carrot or Ian Onion. That's kind of hard to say. Don't say it 5 times. And Gigi Celery. I'm telling you, these animals are sure to bring you lots of love and
But they're not
excitement.
animals.
I mean, veggies.
They're veggie pals. Do they look like animals? They look like
No,
vegetables.
veggie pals.
Oh my God, I love them. I love them. And so do our dogs. We got to keep them away. All right. I can't play your music. Oh, yeah. Remember, if you go to the food healing party this weekend, we even had Melissa playing DJ or spin the wheel. All right. So, all right. Give me all the names, Lucille. Give me all the names, Joanna. Let's see who's here. And I'm going to put them
Okay,
on.
here you go.
Okay.
Tony,
Tony,
Karen,
Karen,
Kevin,
Kevin,
Joanne,
Joanne,
to, Linda,
Linda,
Melissa,
Melissa,
Denise,
Denise,
Joan.
Joan,
I got Melissa, I got Denise, I got anybody that's come on since. Lucille.
Lucille. I know a lot of these people have kids and grandkids, so this is great. Okay.
And I told you Melissa, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Here's who I have. If you're missing, tell us now. Tony, Karen, Kevin, Joanne, Linda, Melissa, Denise, Joan, and Lucille.
There you go.
Okay. And here oh, wait a second. Can you see it or you can't see it?
No, I can't see it yet.
Oh, okay, hold on. I gotta do this again. Hold on. I didn't even look to see. We're gonna start that again. Let's get our wheel in place. Oh, it did do it. Joan Derek Heacock's won.
You are the winner, Joan.
Joan, it was spinning while I was sharing. All right, Joan, you won one of our sweet little veggie. I almost said animals.
I know. Right. We just gotta get the veggie in. Our veggie dog.
All right, Joan won. Congratulations. Yay. We can figure out how to get you your little veggie pal and which one you want.
That's right.
All right, so that concludes today. And so just remember, we have 2 spots left in the certification. You could take it from anywhere you are in the world or someone you know. We have our Tarot Meets the Major Arcana coming up. Tonight ends our Pampered Chef. If you want to know how to get there, he's got the link in there. Go check it out. And our book is coming out, and we will be taking pre-orders actually for that. So we will let you know when the pre-order link is available, and we will reserve. We are going to make a limited quantity of them. There's not going to be hundreds of thousands of them, so there's a limited run, and we want to make sure. If you know you want to get one of our smoothie books, we got tons and tons of ideas. We just showed you, 2 or 3 tonight? There's a lot more coming. Lot more coming in the book. So we will let you know.
Happening in the Food Healing Oracle deck kitchen, let me tell you.
It's fun. All right. Well, much love and light, and thank you for being here. We have a great new show next week. We may even have a special guest to announce. And thanks, Kevin, for a fabulous, fun party over the weekend. And we wish everybody a wonderful hot smoothie or a cold smoothie. And let us know. And if you have a smoothie that you love, let us know. It just might make our book.
There you go. Yay.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Good night. Happy Peace Day.
Prayers to the mama.